Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Fringe. We got to talk a little bit about the fallout of good old Captain Tampon. Yes, Justine Trudeau, as Jagmeet Singh has ended their long-term 2-year relationship to essentially say that he is going to prop himself up and try to run for Prime Minister of Canada. That's right. Jagmeet Singh has actually declared he is officially running for Prime Minister of the country. And if that isn't laughable for a Friday morning, I don't know what is. Now, we're going to get into a story here because now the Liberal Party is imploding. You see them all scrambling around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to find an explanation for what happened. Karina Gould coming out saying that they were blindsided by Jagmeet Singh's, however you want to pronounce it, announcement that he's going to cease his agreement, his ridiculous PR stunt to say that he's ceasing his agreement with the Liberals, that they were blindsided. And we're going to get into all of that. But first, I just want to remind you folks, if you're enjoying this content, please leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. It helps push this video out. YouTube censorship is at an all-time high when it comes to getting these stories out. And I really appreciate if you enjoy the content. Give it that like, get a comment down below, and help us with our shadow bans. That being said, let's get into what's happening with the Liberals, because Justin's own staff are quitting. They're walking away. We've talked about for months that many MPs had threatened that if Justin Trudeau stayed in power, if he stayed on as leader of the Liberals and continued to try to right the sinking ship that is the Liberal Party of Canada, that they, in fact, may walk away or resign from their posts. And we're seeing by-elections coming up for Lameti, as well as another riding for the NDP in Winnipeg-Transcona later this month. But now we've seen Justin Trudeau's campaign director walking away as well, because let's be honest, it's just going to make them look terrible, and it's going to be the end of their career in any kind of business moving forward, because there's nothing they can do to try and save Justin Trudeau's image. They see the writing on the wall. They know better. As this article from the National Post comes out saying National Campaign Director for Federal Liberals resigns, citing the toll on his personal life. That's right. Working for Justin Trudeau is apparently so horrible that it ruins your personal life. I don't know how that's possible. Gee, Jeremy Broadhurst said that the next federal election could be the most critical campaign of his life, and the party deserves someone who can bring more energy to the job, meaning he's out of gas, and Justin Trudeau's kind of like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the infinite hill that's never going to get to the top. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is suddenly without assistance of one of his longest advisors, just as the threat of being forced into an early election has been heightened. I want to clarify that right from the get-go, because let's be honest, there isn't going to be an early election. I know people are saying now that it's going to be March, but keep in mind that what Jagmeet Singh is trying to do is essentially take a few months to try and look like he cares about workers, that he cares about the average working class citizen and what they're paying for grocery stores. You're going to see a lot of those comments like he's already been making in the House of Commons when it comes to question period. He's going to try to attack the Liberals, saying that, you know, they didn't say anything about the rail strike. They didn't do anything about the rail strike when it came forward. They don't care about the working class, the cost of groceries, greedy CEOs, et cetera, et cetera. It's just going to continue to unfold in order to make Jagmeet Singh essentially take second place amongst the polling records to essentially go up toe-to-toe with Pierre Poilievre. And when I say toe-to-toe, that's a bit of a stretch. It's more like fingernail to toe. He doesn't have a leg to stand on when it comes to the next federal election. He doesn't have a hope in hell of getting anywhere near where Pierre Poilievre is. However, delusional Jagmeet seems to think that this is going to happen. We've already seen the gloves come off, in fact, when it comes to Liberal MPs versus Jagmeet Singh ever since he made this announcement. The name-calling's coming out. Stephen Guilbeault stepped up yesterday to talk about how terrible Jagmeet Singh is and his policies, that he sides with Pierre Poilievre. There's going to be a lot of name-calling thrown around the House of Commons this session, so get your popcorn out. Whenever question period's on, it's going to get bloody. Jeremy Broadhurst resigned as the Liberal Party of Canada's National Campaign Director today, one day after the NDP leader Jagmeet Singh ended his agreement supporting the Liberals on key votes. In a statement on his decision to resign, which was first reported by the Toronto Star, again, Liberal-funded newspaper, Broadhurst cited that the toll 2 decades and 5 national campaigns have taken on himself and his family. He says the upcoming federal election could be the most critical federal election of his life. Party deserves a campaign director who could bring more energy and devotion to the job. Broadhurst has been a Liberal staffer in some form for the better part of the 25 years, serving multiple times as chief of staff or advisor to several leaders and cabinet ministers. So again, his corruption goes just as deep as Justin Trudeau's. But Broadhurst was national director of the Liberal Party of Canada from 2013 to 2015 and helped retool the Liberals' data machine into an operation that helped them win the 2015 election. He worked in the Prime Minister's office after the 2015 win, and in 2019 was elevated to campaign director. He returned to the campaign director post for the 2023 election a year ago, where it was all about fear, but gave up the post on Thursday. The next election has to be held by next fall, but with the Liberal NDP confidence and supply agreement no longer in place, the odds are higher that the government will be voted down in Parliament before then. Again, until they put it out, like I've always said, unless it's in writing, I'm not buying it. We all know better than this. We all know that Jagmeet needs all the time he can. Keep in mind, the NDP have just paid off their loan or their deficit from the previous federal election. I highly doubt that they're looking to rapidly stack that debt back onto their party in order to run. And just like people were saying, like last year it was, or in the spring it was, we're going to see a summer election. Then it was, we're going to see a fall election. Now people are saying, we're going to see a spring election. People are going to keep saying those things so that when it inevitably happens, they're going to say, see, we called it. We told you guys. But I think if there is an election at all, because there's rumors speculating that Justin's going to try to stall out the next election altogether, that we'll see it about a year from now. And boy, it can't come any sooner. The Liberals have trailed the Conservatives in polls by double digits for almost a year and would lose if an election were held today. In his statement, Broadhurst took an apparent swipe at the Conservatives, saying Canadians will have to decide whether to elect a party that is banking on the assumption that Canadians are willing to forsake our commitment to fairness, equality, justice, that's a stretch, and progress for an agenda that is a little more than simple slogans and cheap shots. Well, anything right now is better than what Justin Trudeau has given us, because if anybody could name just one thing besides legalizing marijuana that Justin Trudeau has done, please put it in the comments down below. I don't know anything beneficial Trudeau has done to Canada. He said Canadians will have to decide what kind of politics they want before it is too late to stop at our border, a brand of politics that stokes fears and seeks to divide us. So again, they're bringing up U.S. They wanted to try for the longest time, ever since about March of this last year, actually fall and winter of last year, of 2023, the Liberals rebranding to essentially attach Pierre Poilievre to MAGA-style politics, thinking that somehow attaching his name to Donald Trump was going to be bad for his image. It really didn't catch at any point, because it was a silly way to move forward with a campaign strategy. Broadhurst said he is still committed to the Liberal Party of Canada and to the Prime Minister, but that it is time to make way for others. What he's really saying here, folks, is that his ability to do his job is compromised because, well, the leader of the party is incompetent. He's a complete nincompoop, and he doesn't understand how to do his job. He is really just invested in widening his pockets or stacking his bank account, stacking the Senate, and committing every scandal possible in order to screw this country over before he leaves his post next year, which inevitably will happen. This guy knows essentially it's a lost cause, that he's going to put stress on his family, himself, and his I guess you could say his references when it comes to trying to attain some form of a job when his job comes to an end as Justin Trudeau is booted out of the House of Commons in the next federal election. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you think that this is just a move simply because he knows it's a battle that cannot be won? Or do you think he's generally just tired of trying to prop up Justin Trudeau? Give me your comments down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. We're well on our way to 40,000 subscribers. I'd love to hit 50,000 by the end of October. I think it would be great for this channel to hit that mark. So if you enjoy the content, make sure to hit that button down below, hit your bell for notifications, and join me live tonight here on the channel for our weekly streaming show, Friday Night Fringe, starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, here on the channel. We go over everything that's happened this week in politics. My beautiful wife, Mrs. Fringe, joins me on stream, and we talk about everything happening in politics. We have some quirky stories and news articles to talk about, as well as some back and forth Q&A and fun chats with our community. It's always great to hear what you guys have to say outside of making these videos, and I always look forward to hearing what each and every one of you have to say this Friday and every Friday here on the channel. I hope you guys just enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one.